Alright, so let's say you have created a chord progression like this one and played it on, for example, a piano or a full string ensemble patch. Then you want to arrange those individual chord voices to different instruments. One common example is, of course, a string section with double basses, cellos, violas, and violins. So a full ensemble in total. Obviously, the double basses cannot play all these notes at the same time as everyone else. So you need to basically divide the voices from the chords. So what we have here is this chord progression. And as you can see, I have actually labeled each chord change here, each clip, by Shift-N, and then naming the clip the corresponding chord inside, which I can see if I select the clip, go into the piano roll editor, select everything, and Logic suggests the chord name there. So I have the chord progression done. Now I want to divide it. Well, one way is, of course, to simply copy everything by holding down Option key here, then going into the double basses here and like select all, zoom in here, and then, well, obviously it should play the low note, so do something like this, around like so, and then you'd have to decide here, should it go up or down? Let's say go up, and there you have the double basses. Right, so that's the way I used to do it, but then I realized there's a great feature in Logic that allows you to do this. So, first, I pretty much do the same thing. Copy the entire progression by Option dragging it. So now I have it on the double basses. Let's go inside, again, select all, E, piano roll. Instead of selecting and deleting those like I did, there's a technique, a feature. If you hold down Shift and then click arrow down, voila, Logic will select all the lowest notes that are currently playing, which means I can now invert this selection by Shift I and then delete. Voila, it's complete. The bass is here, as you can see. Now if we continue this, I can do the same again for the cellos. Now, let's in fact start with the violins, which most often plays the top line, which is like the melodic side of chords. Again, copy everything, and then Shift arrow up. Voila! Logic selects only the highest notes in the chord sequence. Then Shift I, and then delete. And now I have the top line here on the violins. So let's solve that. And, oh, by the way, what did I do? I did it wrong. I didn't copy. Like so. I just right, so let's do it again. Shift I, Shift arrow up, Shift I, delete, lowest notes. Then let's listen to what we have so far. Right, that's it. Then we can do it for the cello. So, this is a cool tip I have now. Oh, god damn it. Whoops. Like so. So now we have the cellos. Again, we can do the same thing. The cellos usually play an octave above the basses. So you can now Shift, arrow down, which is the lowest notes. Delete those with delete. And then Shift, arrow down again. And now that is the cello line. Shift I, delete. Voila. Cello is here. Right, and then finally we have the violas. So you can think about these as dividing it into 4 parts, basically like a choir where you have like 4 single parts or voices for the chords. That's 4-part harmony, by the way. So that is how you should think about not only string section, also your brass section and your woodwind section and so on. Basically everything in music should be thought of as having 4 separate ranges of harmonies or lines. So Now, if we go into here again, we can do the same thing. Shift I to select the top one, delete it, Shift I again, that's the next top line, second top line, and then Shift I, invert the selection, delete, and now you have the violas. So let's listen to how it sounds now. Before I did any real editing, I just did this super quick workflow technique for separating the voices. Whoops, just the string section. And by the way, it sounds super good already, and I didn't even add any expression and modulation in the automation view. It's just having the voices separated in the different instruments really makes a huge difference for the liveliness and human feel of the piece, instead of having it in one big ensemble patch playing block chords like this. So I recommend that you try this out, and then obviously you go in and you can, for example, while you have it here, you can use Command J to merge everything, and then you can, for example, if you don't want a note change here, you can Command J to make it a long sustained note if you wish there, and so on, and then go into the automation, bring up the expression to really create like the curve of the piece. Obviously, I recommend that you record this with a fader on your MIDI keyboard or whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to show you quickly what you can do to really bring even more human and soul into your string section or any kind of instruments that you separate the voices into. Subscribe now and watch a lot more videos on composing music, producing music, sound design, Logic Pro X and much more. I'll see you in the next video, my friends.